Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly sway others to their will, while others struggle to gain even a flicker of attention? In this book summary, we're diving into the fascinating world of persuasion and unveiling the 6 key principles of influence that govern how we make choices in our daily lives. From the unexpected power of reciprocity to the subtle art of scarcity, we'll unravel the psychological forces that shape our behavior without us even realizing it. Prepare to uncover the captivating secrets of human influence that have been shaping our decisions for decades. If you watch this video until the end, you will not only gain a profound understanding of the forces influencing you, but also be equipped with essential knowledge to navigate a world filled with persuasive tactics. Armed with these insights, you'll be able to make informed decisions, resist manipulative influences, and even become a more effective communicator yourself. These secrets behind human influence will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about decision-making and communication. Picture this. Have you ever wondered why you end up with way more stuff than planned when shopping? Or why you find yourself saying yes to things you never thought you would? Our brains are remarkable organs that excel at processing vast amounts of information, but they also rely on shortcuts to cope with the overwhelming complexity of the world. These cognitive shortcuts, known as heuristics, act as mental rules of thumb that help us make quick decisions and judgments. One fascinating example of this is the experiment with mother turkeys. When researchers played recordings of the distinctive cheep cheep sounds made by turkey chicks in distress, they observed that the mother turkeys responded protectively, even though the chicks were not present. This intriguing behavior illustrates how our brains utilize shortcuts to guide our responses. In this case, the mother turkey's instinct to protect her young was triggered by the familiar sound of distress, despite the absence of the actual chicks. Similarly, in our everyday lives, we unknowingly rely on such mental shortcuts to navigate a world full of choices and social interactions. In a mesmerizing extension of the experiment, the mother turkey even displayed her protective instincts towards a stuffed toy resembling a polecat, sworn enemy to the turkey, when it emitted the cheep cheep sound. This extraordinary behavior demonstrates the depth of our brain's heuristics, as the mother turkey's innate responses were triggered solely by the familiar distress call, regardless of the actual presence or nature of her chicks. Similarly, these innate shortcuts in our brains can unknowingly drive us to respond to influence and persuasion in ways that may not always align with our conscious intentions or logic. Compliance practitioners and influencers are skilled at leveraging these cognitive shortcuts to persuade and influence others. They understand that by manipulating you with these principles, they can prompt us to comply with their requests or suggestions without much resistance. In the following, we will go through the 6 fascinating psychological principles that act as our brain shortcuts and can be skillfully harnessed for persuasion. Principle 1, the magnetic force of reciprocity. From ancient tribal customs to modern-day interactions, reciprocation shapes our social fabric and is deeply ingrained in our nature. Imagine your friend surprises you with a thoughtful gift on your birthday. Instantly, you feel an almost automatic urge to reciprocate and find the perfect present for their special day as well. Now, here's the twist. Reciprocation isn't just a cultural norm. It's a psychological phenomenon hardwired into our brains. Research has shown that the brain's pleasure centers light up when we engage in pro-social behavior, which includes returning favors. This can be utilized for persuasion. By providing a small, unexpected favor, let's say complimentary mints after a meal, waiters trigger the powerful urge in diners to return the kindness. This seemingly innocent gesture often leads to increased tips as patrons feel inclined to reciprocate the goodwill. But how can we avoid falling victim to the principle of reciprocity? When someone offers you a favor or a gift, take a moment to consider if you genuinely want or need it and whether it aligns with your values and preferences. Recognize that the act of giving does not always necessitate an immediate return of equal value. Instead, focus on expressing genuine gratitude for the gesture without feeling obligated to reciprocate in a way that might compromise your own best interests. Principle 2. The invisible thread of our decision-making. Consistency drives us to act in alignment with our past choices and commitments. When we make a public or written commitment, our brains become wired to maintain consistency even if circumstances change or new information emerges. In a New York City beach experiment, researchers stage a theft scenario. When people were asked to watch over a bather's belongings, they became significantly more vigilant and actively confronted the thief to remain consistent with their promise, whereas without the request, they often looked away, unwilling to intervene. This principle's influence is prevalent in various aspects of our lives, from sticking to our long-term goals to remaining loyal to brands we've previously endorsed. Advertisers recognize the power of consistency and often use it to their advantage by encouraging us to make public declarations or sign up for trials, increasing the likelihood of future purchases. It's essential to be mindful of the commitments we make and ensure they align with our values and long-term goals. By staying true to ourselves and regularly reevaluating our choices, we can avoid blindly following past decisions and make deliberate, authentic choices that reflect our evolving preferences. Principle 3. The captivating power of social proof. The Werther effect, observed by Professor David Phillips, highlights the powerful influence of social proof on behaviors, even in the most drastic circumstances. Following the 1774 publication of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's novel, The Sorrows of Young Werther, which depicted the protagonist's romantic suicide, there was a significant increase in suicide rates across Europe. This striking phenomenon underscores how media portrayal of certain behaviors can trigger imitative actions. Advertisers cleverly use this principle by displaying customer reviews and testimonials, reinforcing the idea that many others have already made a positive choice. By being mindful of how social proof affects our decisions, we can make more authentic choices that reflect our individuality rather than blindly following the crowd. Principle 4. The allure of liking. Tupperware parties are a perfect example of how the liking principle influences persuasion. When attendees connect with the host or hostess, who is often a friend or acquaintance, they are more likely to view the Tupperware products in a positive light. The likability of the host creates an environment of trust and comfort, making guests more receptive to the sales pitch and more inclined to purchase the products. Advertisers, aware of the magnetic pull of liking, often employ relatable characters or celebrities in their campaigns, banking on the idea that their likability will translate into positive feelings towards their products or services. By recognizing the power of liking and persuasion, we can make more informed choices that go beyond surface connections, ensuring our decisions are driven by genuine value and relevance rather than the allure of personal appeal. Principle 5. The commanding power of expert influence. The principle of authority centers around our natural tendency to follow the guidance of authoritative figures, whether they are experts in their field, renowned leaders, or individuals we view as figures of knowledge and wisdom. One shocking experiment showcased the profound influence of authority. Participants were asked to administer electric shocks to others under the instruction of an authoritative figure. Despite believing they were causing harm, most participants obediently complied, illustrating how the perceived authority of the figure outweighed their moral qualms. Advertisers often leverage authority by featuring professionals or celebrities endorsing their products, as the expertise of these figures bolsters the credibility of the brand and encourages trust in the offerings. It's crucial to critically evaluate the credentials and motives of individuals or institutions claiming expertise. By questioning and seeking additional information, we can make more informed decisions, ensuring our choices are guided by genuine knowledge and not merely by the allure of authoritative persuasion. Principle 6. Seizing opportunities in limited supply. offer valid while stocks last, limited stock, and sale ends in 3 days. These are all classic examples of the persuasive principle of scarcity in action. Scarcity entices us to act quickly and make decisions when we perceive that something is in short supply or available for a limited time. Advertisers skillfully leverage scarcity to create a sense of urgency, leading us to believe that time is running out or we might miss out on a fantastic opportunity. However, to avoid falling into the trap of scarcity, it's essential to stay aware of how this principle can influence our choices. When faced with such offers, take a moment to assess whether the product or opportunity aligns with your genuine needs and preferences. By carefully evaluating the actual value and necessity of the item, rather than solely being driven by the urgency created by scarcity, you can make more deliberate and rational decisions, ensuring your choices are not swayed by persuasive tactics. Understanding these 6 powerful principles empowers us to navigate the world of persuasion with greater awareness and intentionality. By recognizing how these principles influence our decisions, we can harness them to our advantage, fostering positive connections and making informed choices. However, it's essential to remain vigilant against potential manipulation by compliance practitioners who may exploit these principles to push us into decisions that do not align with our best interests. What about you? Have you ever fallen prey to these persuasive tactics? Share your stories in the comments below and be sure to subscribe.